weekend.
And now on to that suspect. We are told the suspect with local ties is a 25-year-old man who reports say had a commercial pilot's license. ABC 7 News reporter Lisa Parente is live in Vienna, where the suspect recently lived. Elisa?
That's right, Del. One of the suspected hijackers is believed to have lived right here on Orange Street in Vienna. He was 25-year-old Walid al-Shahiri. He paid about $350 a month to stay in one of the bedrooms here, starting in January of '99. Now, you might think that some of the neighbors would be shocked to find out that a suspected terrorist lived right down the street from them, but at least one woman we spoke with was not surprised at all. Diane Albritton was so concerned about what was happening inside the home at 502 Orange Street, she called the CIA. Why was she suspicious?
The odd coming and going, the different rental cars, the odd-looking people that came and went.
At that time, she says, the agency was not interested.
I put the pieces together by last night from what my husband had told me and the couple phone calls that we had. And I was angry. I was angry because these people are right under our noses.
The landlord of the house, who rented a home to the suspected hijacker, says it's hard to believe his tenant could be responsible for what occurred 2 days ago.
He looked too innocent to be suspicious. When 3 years ago, as I said, he was probably 18 or 19 years old, if not less.
While other neighbors wondered about the rental house in the past, they are unnerved to hear about its connection to these most recent and most disturbing events.
It's weird. Somebody on your street. It really is weird. Kind of scary, too. Kind of scary.
When al-Shahiri left this neighborhood, when he told the landlord he was leaving, he said he was going to London to study abroad. Reporting live from Vienna, Lisa Parente, ABC 7 News. Kathleen, back to you.
Elisa, thanks very much. Very interesting. Well, that suspect is just one of many that investigators are following in the days after the attack. We're joined now by ABC 7 News national correspondent Jim Clark, who has more on the investigation and what the FBI and Justice Department are saying tonight. Jim?
Kathleen, authorities say the investigation of the attacks on the World Trade Center and the Pentagon has turned up thousands of leads. They have identified the hijackers, the suicide bombers, or most of them, and they have determined they were members of several terrorist cells with links to Osama bin Laden. Investigators are armed with pictures and extensive biographies of the terrorist hijackers. They know several were trained as pilots in Florida and have even linked each terrorist to one of the 4 jetliners they crashed.
That there are 18 hijackers. The number of associates is significant.
On the American Airlines number 11 flight out of Boston going to LA, there were 5, and we believe our preliminary investigation indicates that 5 of the passengers were involved in the hijacking on that plane.
Authorities know all the hijackers boarded as ticketed passengers. Several tickets were bought with a single credit card. They're tracking dozens of accomplices here in the United States, Canada, Europe, and the Middle East, many with links to terrorist leader Osama bin Laden and known terrorist cells. President Bush warned those who sent them and aided them will pay a terrible price.
I'm a loving guy, and I'm also someone, however, who's got a job to do, and I intend to do it. And this is a terrible moment. But this country will not relent until we have saved ourselves and others from the terrible tragedy that came upon America.
President Bush calls it the first war of the 21st century. Secretary of State Colin Powell fingered Osama bin Laden as a prime suspect, said when the evidence is in, the U.S. plans
to rip the network up, and when we're through with that network, we will continue with a global assault against terrorism in general.
Officials and experts say it won't be easy. One problem won't go away soon.
We're dealing here with religious fanaticism, and in that set of beliefs, these attackers believe that they have the approval of God.
Meanwhile, Congress wants retaliation. Leaders of both parties say they are prepared to give the president the authority to use whatever force he needs and to pay for whatever he needs. Del?
Jim Clark, thank you very much.